In anime, there are a lot of side characters, and let's be honest, some of them are cooler than the main character. And today, I will give you 10 side characters who I think would make great MCs. Shout out Tso Sage for the idea. So let's start off with the obvious one. Kurapika was the MC for one arc in the anime, and he is the MC for the current arc in the manga. Also, his story is 10 times more interesting than Gon's. This would just be him trying to hunt down the Phantom Troop, really making the show about hunting instead of looking for your dad. And then the Gon and the rest of them can be in the show, but just way less. This would be awesome because Kakashi is already my favorite character in Naruto, so a whole show about him would go crazy. If you start from when he was a kid to him going to the Anbu and him becoming a teacher, I'm pretty sure it'd be the best transition in anime because it'd be the first time you see a main character become a teacher but still get active a little bit. Then you could also stop it after Naruto and Team 7 get introduced and let them take over the story, or you make an original story about Kakashi or just one of his missions. Then it doesn't even have to be long. It can be 24 episodes and maybe add some stuff about his dad. Top 5 anime for sure. This would be the hidden inventory arc, but extended. It could be Gojo, Geto, and the girl going on adventures. They could have their own tournament, and they could add some stuff about some special grade curses that Geto either caught or Gojo had to fight, but it took a little longer. Also, seeing him fight without a mastered infinity would be fun. And then it's Gojo. Everybody loves Gojo. So, yeah. Seeing how All Might mastered his quirk and how he became the #1 hero would be interesting, because even if he had it easier than Deku, I think actually becoming the #1 hero would be a lot harder, especially with a peak All Might just existing out there doing stuff. Then I just think America has stronger villains than Japan, because y'all have the real hoods. So seeing what goes on in America with quirks and all the gangsters running around over there and seeing All Might have to stop them, that would be cool. Not gonna lie, this would just be a hype anime. After we get past all the depressing stuff with his mom dying, him starving, yada yada yada, and the stuff with Kenny, whatever they did, it would just be him going crazy fighting titans. Also, we would be able to see what his team was actually able to do before they got crushed by Annie. And also, we'd see what Erwin, however you pronounce his name, was on before he got packed up. It would be a tough anime, I ain't gonna lie. This might be top 5 on the list because his backstory is already top 5, but seeing how he met Beppo, how he decided to go with a submarine, and how do you find a submarine when the Navy doesn't have any submarines? Because you're telling me that wouldn't be hilarious? Him and Beppo just talking about ships, and Beppo just says, why don't we just get a submarine? That would be hilarious. Then we could see what the North Blue was like, because I don't think we'll see that in any of One Piece. Also, we could see how he mastered his Devil Fruit. This would be fire, pun intended. You start off with him being in pitch black and just hearing Ace and Luffy's voices and then just forgetting them. Then he just lives as a revolutionary, saving people and stuff like that. And you could have him planning stuff, having plans fall through, and just him winging some stuff. Also, you can have to where it just overlaps with One Piece, like Loge Town, where he almost watches Luffy get executed, or watching a longer reaction of him seeing that Ace is dead would be an interesting story. A Yami show would be great because no matter where you start, it'll be peak. Because if you start from his hometown and see how he grew up, and then you go to him getting washed up in the Clover Kingdom, getting bullied, and then beat up his bullies, that would be interesting. And then you could see what he, Julius, and William were on before they are who they are now. Like, was Julius a good captain? Were William and Yami really rivals like Asta and done right? That show could be great. This one is top 3 on the list because not only is he a cool character, but having Naruto be his Boruto would be a legendary streak. Minato's show would be his life in the academy, him and his Team 7 plus Jiraiya going on missions, him and Kushina banging, falling in love, doing all that. Also, watching him create the Rasengan in an actual anime form, not just a manga panel, would be fire. Then going into Naruto will be a perfect transition because you watch him go through his life and then he dies protecting his son, and having his son become the MC after would be cool. And then it would be weird to see people hating on Naruto for not being Minato if the Minato manga came before the Naruto manga. And then this one will be simple. You can see how Sukuna became the King of Curses. What was he like as a kid? Was he always this strong? How did he come up with his curse techniques? Did he have a Team 7? Or not a Team 7. Let's go with Team 7. Did he have friends? You know what I'm saying? Who was the first person to get hit with Malevolent Shine? If they did an anime about that, that would be cool. It can just be a little 12 episodes, maybe a little 2 episode, or even a movie. I don't know. It'd be interesting though. Well, that is the end of this video. Let me know any other ones. Probably gonna do a part 2 of this. So yeah.